What if I told you that one of the most effective, scientifically proven tools for fighting sleep apnea and asthma isn't a new prescription drug or a high-tech medical device, but a prehistoric wind instrument? It sounds crazy, right? But major clinical trials published in the British Medical Journal have shown that playing didgeridoo can drastically reduce snoring, lower daytime fatigue, and literally reshape the muscles in your airway to help you breathe better. In this video, we're breaking down the fascinating science of how this works and how you can actually use sound to heal your respiratory system. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Penn. I'm a musician and a therapeutic sound specialist, and my mission is to help you level up your health, your focus, and your well-being by learning to integrate therapeutic sound into your daily life. Whether you're struggling with stress, sleep issues, or just looking to optimize your physical health, sound is a massive untapped resource. Over on my website, which is linked in the description below, I offer comprehensive on-demand courses, personalized one-on-one sessions, and a curated selection of high-quality instruments to get you started on your own sound journey. So if you're ready to see how sound can transform your daily life, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into the data. Let's start with sleep apnea. If you or your partner suffer from obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA, you know how disruptive it is. Your airway collapses at night, you stop breathing for seconds at a time, you snore loudly, and you wake up feeling like you barely slept. Back in 2006, a team of Swiss medical researchers at the University of Zurich asked a weird question. Could playing the didgeridoo fix this? They took 25 patients with moderate sleep apnea and split them into two groups. One group did nothing, while the other group took didgeridoo lessons and practiced at home for 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. 4 months later, the results were published in the British Medical Journal, and they shocked the medical community. The didgeridoo players saw a massive drop in daytime sleepiness. More importantly, their apnea-hypopnea index, the AHI score that doctors use to measure how many times your breathing stops per hour, dropped by an average of 6.2 points. And as a bonus, their romantic partners reported significantly less sleep disruption from loud snoring. The study was so unique and scientifically sound that it actually won the Ig Nobel Prize for medicine.
The Ig Nobel Prizes are a satirical parody of the Nobel Prizes, awarded annually to celebrate eccentric, bizarre, and highly imaginative scientific research. Organized by the science humor magazine Annals of Improbable Research, their official motto is to honor achievements that first make people laugh and then make them think.
But why did it work? It comes down to something called circular breathing. To play the didgeridoo continuously, you have to inhale quickly through the nose while simultaneously using your cheek and throat muscles to push air out of your mouth. Think of it as weightlifting for your upper respiratory tract. By constantly engaging these specific muscles, the participants essentially toned and strengthened their throat walls. So when they went to sleep at night, those muscles didn't relax and collapse into the airway anymore. They stayed tight, open, and supported. But before we jump into how this applies to asthma and lung capacity, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried a wind instrument for your health? Or do you currently use any breathing exercises to help you sleep? Let me know in the comments below. I read and reply to as many as I can. Now let's talk about asthma. While the sleep apnea study was all about strengthening the upper throat, the research surrounding asthma focuses on the lower respiratory system, your lungs, and your breathing control. A major clinical trial led by researcher Robert Ellie looked at the therapeutic benefits of didgeridoo for people dealing with chronic respiratory conditions like asthma. Over a multi-week program, they put participants through a regular didgeridoo training to see how it affected their lung function. When they ran spirometry tests, which are the standard medical tests that check how much air you can breathe out and how fast, they found measurable improvements in the players' lung capacity and expiratory volume. On top of that, the participants reported that they felt much more capable of managing their asthma symptoms and felt a major boost in their day-to-day physical well-being. How does this happen? When you play an instrument like the didgeridoo, you aren't just blowing air casually. You are forced to perform long, sustained, highly controlled exhalations against resistance. In the medical world, this perfectly mimics something called pursed lip breathing. Pulmonary rehabilitation clinics use pursed-lipped breathing to treat chronic lung issues because it creates a natural back pressure into your airways. This pressure keeps the airways open longer, allows your lungs to clear out trapped air, improves oxygen-carbon dioxide exchange, and significantly lowers the physical effort it takes to breathe. So, by practicing the didgeridoo, you are essentially gamifying a clinical pulmonary therapy exercise. Even just one hit feels so nice. Now, for a quick, honest reality check, while this data is incredible, the medical community views playing a wind instrument as a complementary therapy. If you have severe sleep apnea or severe asthma, this isn't a magical cure that means you should throw away your CPAP machine or your rescue inhaler. Instead, look at it as a highly effective, scientifically proven way to build a more resilient respiratory system. It's an amazing proactive tool, especially for those with mild to moderate symptoms who want to actively improve their quality of life through the power of sound. But I do want to briefly mention my personal experience with this instrument. I actually have not learned to circular breathe at this point, and I have found that even without the circular breathing, just pushing out all the air in my lungs just like I would do in a long extended hum, and just then taking a deep breath through the nose and repeating, it actually is working the same way. My lungs feel better. Even after just a few rounds, my lungs feel stronger and more open. I actually noticed after a few days of playing that my lungs were getting stronger, the muscles in my diaphragm were getting stronger, and I generally just had a better and easier time breathing. So while I've learned about how to learn how to circular breathe, I personally haven't put in the time to learn, but I'm still finding it extremely beneficial for my respiratory health overall. And I think that takes the pressure off of trying to learn how to circular breathe. In my opinion, it's maybe not actually necessary, although I think it probably is going to be very helpful for developing those muscles like we were talking about. I absolutely love this instrument. This one is just a $50 Meinl synthetic didgeridoo. It's actually available on my website, which you can check out via the links in the description. But $50 for this, pound for pound, pound for sound, this thing puts out some of the most energy of any sound healing instrument, and it's pretty much impossible to find sound healing instruments of this quality for $50. So this is a really great option for beginners, and it's actually easier to play because it's synthetic. It resonates better, vibrates more, and in general, I have had a really great experience, and I don't really see the need to go with like a traditional $1,200, $1,000 didgeridoo. And while it does take some practice to kind of get the hang of it initially, it's kind of just like riding a bike. There's a balance to playing it, and once you learn to feel that balance, you'll be off to the races. But yeah, it's absolutely remarkable how ancient musical traditions continuously align with modern clinical science. If you want to explore how to use therapeutic sound, including vocal techniques and acoustic instruments, to level up your own health and your daily routine, click the link to check out my website where you can browse my on-demand video courses, book a private one-on-one session with me, or find the perfect therapeutic instrument to start your journey. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs better sleep, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.